I'm Christian Wolmar, railway historian, author and broadcaster, and I'd like to introduce you to Wolmar's Railway Library. Wolmar's Railway Library is a collection of the world's finest railway books that I have personally selected. Many of these books are long out of print, and Wolmar's Railway Library presents an opportunity to bring them back as luxurious special editions as well as e-books for the digital generation. The library tells the story of the railways, how they crossed the world, traversing American prairie, Siberian tundra and African savannah, and changing the world as they did so. Each book conjures up great stories covering the amazing technological developments that enabled railways to cross rivers and mountain ranges with powerful engines and could travel hundreds of miles at speed and were admired by millions. Above all, these stories are about people, the heroes and rogues who built the lines, and the passengers who flocked to use the Iron Road. Wolmar's Railway Library is launching with a collection of 6 titles: The World the Railways Made by Nicholas Faith, The Railway Navvies by Terry Coleman, I Tried to Run a Railway by Gerard Fiennes, The Lunatic Express by Charles Miller, A Treasury of Railroad Folklore by B.A. Botkin and Alvin F. Harlow, and finally, A Book of Railway Journeys by Lunatic Kennedy. Next year, we'll add another 6 titles, and another 6 titles after that, as long as people keep subscribing. The World the Railways Made by Nicholas Faith. This book has the best title of any railway book I've encountered. It does precisely what it says on the cover. Nicholas Faith explains in great depth and with rigorous argument how the advent of the railways affected virtually every aspect of the way people lived. The book only lacks a chapter on what the railways did not change. It would have been a short one. The Railway Navvies by Terry Coleman. The construction of the railways was the most ambitious engineering project ever attempted. We tend to remember the Stephensons, the Brunels and the other greats, but rarely do we think of the Navvies, who died in their thousands to create 20,000 miles of railway in just over 75 years. That is 5 miles a week, with their bare hands, a few basic tools and a lot of explosives. Terry Coleman's book is a brilliant study of a magnificent and vanished race of men. I Tried to Run a Railway by Gerard Fiennes. Quirky, whimsical, eccentric, iconoclastic, and above all funny. This is a book that railway managers always refer to when asked to choose one that explains how a railway operates and how best to manage it. This book has wider resonance than the railways. It's about coping with the pressures of working in a big organisation and the way that decisions, good and bad, are made. The Lunatic Express by Charles Miller. Branded by Winston Churchill as one of the finest expositions of the British art of muddling through, the Lunatic Line in East Africa was a 660-mile triumph of guts, engineering ingenuity and sheer persistence in the face of drought, epidemic and man-eating lions. A Book of Railway Journeys by Lunatic Kennedy. There are lots of books bringing together samples of other people's writing on railways, but this one is very special. The reason is simple. The compiler, Lunatic Kennedy, based his selection on a single criterion: to include exclusively items of what has informed, delighted and amused me. A Treasury of Railroad Folklore by B.A. Botkin and Alvin F. Harlow. This is by far the best source of reading matter for anyone interested in the first century of railroad history in the United States. It includes hundreds of stories of individual railmen, their successes, failures, and only too often their courage. To support Wolmar's Railway Library, visit unbound.co.uk. You can pledge to a single book or subscribe to the whole library. By subscribing to Wolmar's Railway Library, you'll be funding the rediscovery of more than 2 centuries of railway literature.